Alright guys, so I recently ran a YouTube community poll about what type of videos we should be doing on this channel, what type of content you guys want to see, and I was met with an overwhelming amount of support for my personal thoughts on the Fortnite game and how they're doing storylines and map changes, location, season, stuff like that. So today, we're going to be talking about Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 1 Underground, and how about this thing could end up being a total fail, or it could be pretty cool. So without further ado, let's get into this.
When I popped off, then your girl gave me just a little bit.
So as you can see, obviously with Chapter 5, we got a whole new map, whole new island, and it's really a refresher, honestly. I think it's cool to see a new map again. We haven't had a solid island like kickoff in a while. Now with that being said, even though the island has a great Kickstarter, it doesn't mean it doesn't have its flaws. We're going to talk about locations here to start us off. I can't name to you a handful of locations. To be honest, the only ones I can even remember right now are Grand Glacier and Fencing Fields. Because those are, to be honest, like the only ones I land at. I go to some of these locations and I don't even know the name. And I've been playing this for like weeks, maybe months now, this new season. And honestly, I just don't know anything. The map locations, to me, they all look very, very similar. The only thing I really care about that much when I'm landing is I'm like, okay, so like what place has a medallion, and then also where's the train going? Because the train is a new addition, and honestly, I really like the train a lot.
I woke up in a new Bugatti. I woke up in a new Bugatti.
Like, it offers some great mobility. I like that addition, how you can like capture it and everything. It does kind of suck that it like only comes around pretty much once throughout the game. But like I was saying, the locations, it's just like, man, like they look all the same. I can't tell which is different. They all look similar. Now, if we're going to be talking about gameplay here, aside from map changes, the gameplay, I actually think the guns and stuff are very cool. Obviously, with this season, one of the newest selling points was that we got the modifications that you can make to your weapons, weapon mods, and honestly, they've been really fun to play around with. I don't see myself using them that much. Like, I don't go out of my way to buy it, and honestly, like the changes that they have, you don't really notice it that much. It doesn't make that much of a difference unless you have a sniper and AR, because those scopes that you can get on there are very crucial. But overall, you know, it does definitely change up the gameplay. I feel like you could really help yourself when you're playing if you have a scope on your sniper, whereas like if you don't, it's going to be way harder. And then the mythics, it's really cool how all of them come with the fully modifications. That's really good.
We got a #1 victory royale.
Now the medallions, they're another huge change. They got nerfed like a little bit into the season, and then they also really nerfed them when they changed the designs of them. I mean, they went from looking really cool, like a dope render, you know, it's all gold and everything, and it's got the boss's icon, to then it's like this weird cartoon thing. So that was pretty stupid. But overall, I like the medallions as a feature. I also like how, you know, the shields overall, like you're able to walk around with them, and the med kits and the bandages, that is such an awesome change. That's honestly like an S+ for me. That is a really good change in this new season. So these are kind of like all the new additions. Of course, you got a little bit of the building where, you know, you could like mantle or something, but literally no one uses that. So with all this new content put out of the way, you know, the bosses, the medallions, the weapons, the map, you know, the train, all of this stuff is actually pretty solid overall. The big problem with this season is, to me, it feels like Chapter 2 Season 2, but it's just done worse. I mean, you got the bosses, you got the mythics, you got the vaults. Forgot to mention those. Even the storyline in this one. I actually really like how grounded the storyline is in this chapter. That is cool. Keep it grounded, because I feel like recently in like Chapter 3, Chapter 4, the storyline has been all out of control. Like 0 point. We got aliens now. Like, I just can't keep up with it, bro. It's too much. It's too much. But this is like a linear story I can actually follow. Peely gets kidnapped and we don't know who kidnaps him. That is a great storyline. Easy. It's so simple, and we don't have to have all these shenanigans. It's just Chapter 5 feels like a knockoff version of Chapter 2 Season 2. However, it's one of those things where it's like, is it a failure? Did it fail? Well, in my humble opinion, I think no. Actually, I think this season is good. And honestly, if you're going to have any season to be a Walmart brand Wish.com version of, Chapter 2 Season 2 is like the best to do it. In my opinion, that is one of the greatest Fortnite seasons of all time. Imitation is a form of flattery. So this is like showing how much we love that season. And we've replicated here. It's not as good, but it's not meant to be. This is its own storyline. It's got its own things. They're different. They may not be as cool, but they got some pluses as well. This is not going to be Chapter 2 Season 2, but it is not a failure. It is a imitation of one of the best seasons you can imitate. And honestly, after all the negatives, push all the negatives aside, bring the pros into light. To be honest with you guys, I have really enjoyed playing with this season so far, and I can't wait to see what they got up next. So I hope you guys enjoyed this style of video. If you want more like this, just my personal thoughts, hear what I have to say, drop a comment. Content is back, baby. And like and subscribe, comment, get that algorithm firing up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Oh, bye-bye.